Okay, people, I have a very interesting setup here. We have a 2006 Hyundai Terracan. Multiple issues. It was a non-runner. We found immobilizer issues first, which we dealt with. Then it was able to crank after that, and then still it couldn't run. So we found that the fuel pressure was low because of a bad fuel pump, common rail fuel pump. This is a common rail arrangement on a diesel. So after that, we got a pump, installed it, the vehicle began to run, but it ran poorly. So we tested the injectors and found two of the injectors were not discharging fuel. So we sent them for service, and now it does run, but it cranks a bit odd. I started the video when the engine was already running, so I'm going to crank it again so you hear it. Yeah, so you hear it. It almost stumbles soon after cranking. So when I go on the accelerator pedal, see that is accelerator pedal all the way down. It's not responding. The RPMs are not, you can see nothing is happening to the RPM. Oh yeah, this is flashing. Oh, it stopped. I'll show it to you again when it starts, but it has one of the heater plugs. Two heater plugs not functional because their relay is bad. That's another issue which we shall deal with later. Oh yeah, it's flashing again. Every time I bring the camera to show it to you, it stops. Anyway, I'll leave the camera there for a while. See that it's flashing. So that's another issue, but you can clearly see the engine is running, but it's not happy. It's like it is being starved of fuel, but for sure the fuel pressure is enough, at least at idle, because I've compared the target and the actual, and they are matching very well. So what we are doing here now, what I'm testing is, at first I wondered if it was the turbo, and then I noticed that even at idle, when I step on the accelerator like I'm doing now, the RPMs don't do anything at all. So the arrangement I have here is I'm pinned on to, let me turn on the lamp. Anyway, I know it's a bit dark, but I can't turn on the lamp right now on my phone. I have to do that first before I resume the filming, which I don't want to because I'm running out of time. Anyway, here I'm pinned to the one of the accelerator pedal position sensor channels, and here I have my arm prop on one of the injector wires. And so the idea then is to check out the comparison, because this is the injector current pattern. You can see it's a pick and hold design, and then this is the APPS, and I'm going to depress the APPS, the accelerator pedal position, in blue, light blue. You can see the signal goes up. Of course, I used 1 microsecond because I want to see this a little bit of detail. The idea is, once the accelerator pedal position is depressed like that, I've kicked it down all the way, that is as high as it can go. This should be expanding, the pulse width should be expanding, and it isn't. So clearly this is an engine computer fault, and to tell you the truth, I doubt you would catch this without, one, the knowledge, and without an oscilloscope. You wouldn't be able to tell this kind of fault, because I'm matching right now. The APPS, I've not depressed it, my foot is off, and I'm going to start pressing it down, and the signal is going up. the computer should be responding by increasing this pulse width, the time for which the injectors are open, so that it dishes out more fuel. Clearly it isn't, but I noticed once in a while the RPMs would go up when the engine is warmer. I'm going to wait and see if that happens today, because the engine is still a bit cold. I haven't run it for more than 5 minutes, and then see what happens with that. You will notice that it has 2 injections for every time the cylinder comes to top dead center. This is the pilot and this is the main injection. Common rail diesel engines typically do that. Sometimes they even add another injection after the main one. I think in certain conditions, certain parameters have to be met, like RPM and APPS, and maybe even the turbo pressure in the manifold, etc, etc. But this is the main injection. That's why you see it is wider than this pilot one. Anyway, as you can see, when I depress the accelerator, nothing happens to the pulse width. So clearly this is a problem with the engine control module. I haven't been making a lot of videos, but when I saw this, I was very keen to film this. I hadn't meant to film it, but the case made a turn for... It made an interesting turn, and I pulled out my phone to film this. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm now I've forgotten to show you the data in the computer, real-time data in the ECM, engine control module. That looks like an oxygen sensor in a petrol engine, but it isn't. That is a mass airflow map signal, and it is weird like that. We've checked. I checked the signal from the mass airflow, which reads about 1.8, between 2.8, 1.8 and 2, I think around 1.8 volts at idle. And when you accelerate, if it does sometimes, like right now, the RPMs are climbing a little bit. You see that? The RPMs are suddenly climbing a little bit because the engine is warmer. If you put your foot down on the accelerator pedal and keep it there, like I've done now, it does eventually climb. It takes a while. Sometimes it doesn't do it. Now it's refused to do it. But a while ago, I think you had it, you saw it. It did change. Anyway, I'm actually, you see me here, stepping on the accelerator pedal position. Sensor is moving now. I've pressed it down all the way. So this is coming from the computer. This data is coming from the computer. So clearly, that is me playing on the accelerator pedal position. Now, I'm playing with the accelerator pedal. So playing with the accelerator pedal position sensor. And clearly, you can see that doesn't change. Well, the accelerator pedal position signal is okay, but there is weird stuff going on with the mass airflow sensor. But that shouldn't be enough to result in this. Now I'm putting my foot all the way down in the accelerator. I hope I can do this. I can keep doing this, and you hear the engine RPMs going up. But even when they did a while ago, I didn't see this pulse width change. All I saw was the shortening of this gap, which means the RPMs were higher. That's all it means, the gap between the pilot and main injection. But the actual length of this main injection, I didn't see it change. It's taking forever now to beat. If it starts doing it, if it starts pulling up the RPMs when I step on the accelerator pedal position sensor. I'll turn on the camera again. I want to keep this video short. I'll turn on the camera again and possibly show you this. That this doesn't change. The only thing I noticed changing was the gap between this pilot and main injections. Okay, I managed to catch it. I have to turn on the camera, rather the lamp, but I hope you can hear the vehicle. The RPMs are going up. I'm trying to hold it up so it doesn't play tricks with me again, because sometimes it refuses to do it. And you can see here I think at certain RPMs it gets rid of the pilot injection, I think. Hey. Yeah, so yeah, okay. You can see the RPMs are going up now. That is me playing with the accelerator pedal position. You can see the RPMs are going up, but let's come back to this. At some point it gets rid of the pilot injection. I don't want to let my foot off the accelerator pedal because sometimes it refuses to do this again. But you can see the pulse width of this is not really changing much. The only thing that is changing is the gap between the pilot and main injection. I expect this at higher RPMs to be wider. If anything, it is shortening a little bit, I think. I'm taking the foot off the pedal. You can see it is now actually wider at idle. If I put my foot down, that is you can see the accelerator pedal signal is going up again, but there is no response this time. It has refused to, yeah. But I think you saw it a while ago. This actually shortens and this shortens. I don't think that should be right. I don't think that should be right. At high RPMs, oh yeah, it depends on the load, I think. It depends, I think it depends on the load. Let me put this thing in D here. That's N, it is in D now. And now, foot all the way down. You can see it is not bothered. You can see it isn't bothered. Let me move the trigger. The vehicle did move a little bit when I released the brake, but that's it. Actually, let me put the parking brake down. Oh yeah, it moves like half a foot and stops. That is foot all the way down on the accelerator pedal. So clearly, I think you've seen enough. This clearly is an issue with the computer. Thank you.